are we doing?
We're good. How
There
are you,
we
CJ?
go.
Good morning.
I had to wait for it to transfer over. 10-10, huh?
Okay. Yeah. I will explain. Last night I was at CJ. We were talking the pre-show, whatever. And then he told me there's a link that he gave me, right? He thought to confirm and whatever, right? Just to make sure this is official. Then I put it in. He confirms. He sends me 3 emails, by the way. 3 emails. You're confirmed. And then I'm just walking around the apartment doing stuff, and oopsies. 10-14.
Oh, good. Hey, what's going on with the Cardinals? We're a couple of weeks away from pitchers and catchers reporting. It's going to be a make or break year for them, man. And the way that it seems is that nobody's really in the safe zone right now as the season starts. And, obviously the eyes are going to be on them in April to see if this is going to be a repeat of last year, because April, you and I both knew that we were in trouble.
Oh yeah. And then May, I think the public at large, in May, the public at large said, "Ooh, this is not going to be good either." Yeah,
and so with that, I mean, a couple of weeks away from pitchers and catchers reporting, what's their mindset now? How does this kind of look for them in these next few weeks? Is it just kind of let's get everybody?
Well, again, yeah, they will now. It's people just going to Jupiter. I think the Cardinals probably around February, that first week of February or last week of or next week, will do their big move with all the equipment and everything that they need.
Yeah.
From Busch Stadium to the complex right there. And then the 14th, they pitchers and catchers report for the Cardinals, right? And it's been a week since this happened. I need to talk about this.
Which thing? Are we talking about the retirement home that we're building at Busch Stadium?
Yes.
Okay.
And not only the retirement home, because I was fine with the retirement home that they were building, because at least there were players that will bring presence, right? Leadership aspects, right?
Right.
And then Matt Carpenter signs for the Cardinals last week.
Well, and can I just tell you my thoughts, and maybe that way I can kind of alleviate some of this, because I'm one of the people that are saying, what the hell are we doing? What are we doing? Go
ahead.
You're wasting a roster spot for a guy that was known to be not a very good teammate, that was kind of all about himself and had to go ahead and make sauce. And the bottom line is, it's not his fault. If someone offers you $1 million when you know that your career's over, you're going to take it. And it's not his fault. But the fact that the Cardinals, after their previous tenure with this guy, who only when he was hot and he was in his prime, had 2 weeks of success, 3 weeks of success to carry him through a season, and then he gets old. And I'm not saying he's not going to be a valuable asset. What I'm saying is he's not the leader that you're supposed to be bringing in as a veteran for $1 million a year. That's not a presence. That's a guy telling you how to get yourself over and not your team.
Wow.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. My gripe is this one, and I'll add to it this too. Okay, you want a bat, you want a bench bat, you want a player. There's still players available. Again,
yeah.
Like, here's the thing. And now, obviously, Carpenter, you said it right. He is being paid the league minimum of about $700,000 and change, right? I think more than 750. Yeah. So
it's not about the money. It's about
not about the money. No, it's a little bit about the money too. And it's like, yes, it's like the Cardinals are known for a place for players to return for one more less, and that's great. But you want to win. There's players like Kike Hernandez still in the market that can be that utility player, that bench guy. Again, you have to pay him more than like minimum. But I see Kike Hernandez. The first time I saw Kike Hernandez, I don't know if you had this thought, CJ. Cardinal.
I actually did. And that's not me agreeing with you.
Yes. and he looks like a future Cardinals player. He is a good teammate. He is a good MLB player. And also, if the Cardinals ever get him, he's going to be a fan favorite.
Well, and that's the thing, and last year was different. Obviously, the fans wanted them to get Pujols back. It was talked about 2 years before he was, this was the last year. How great would it be for a reunion? And we saw the articles, is a reunion going to happen ever? But it happens because the fans want it. I don't think they want this.
Yeah, it's interesting. Because, again, and you know what? And I'm not going to talk about myself. I'm going to talk about people who are fans. Like, I got a good friend, very good friend of mine in Puerto Rico, big Cardinals fan. And he texted me, Carp, seriously, what are we doing?
Well, and
he hit the Robert Mendoza line last year.
Well, and that's the thing. It's not, and I don't look at all the Facebook comments in the world on the Cardinals post, but just the reaction. It is not the reaction they were hoping for. And it's not saying, Carpenter shouldn't be allowed near the team. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that, why are we giving away a 40-man spot to this guy that couldn't bat his weight? Why? And he wasn't I would be more apt to say this is a great move, Luis, if he was an actual, role model. And it's not because of it was kind of reported on in those little Viva Liberto, what is that called? That St. Louis Cardinals website, Viva Alberto. Yeah, there was reports on that years ago about just the nightmare he was becoming because of his ego. So why now do we go, it's okay to act a fool, nobody wanted you, so now we'll bring you back? That's kind of my thought. It's not a good message to the young guys that are trying to earn their roster spot that this guy who couldn't bat my weight, let alone his, is coming back to the team and taking one of their positions away.
And here's the thing, and maybe in the past 4 years after he left, maybe he matured. Maybe he's a different person. But we're just basing this on the past, right?
That's true.
And there might be some interesting behind the scenes stuff with him, but again, it's not his fault either. If the Cardinals tell you, hey, we want you back, and you think, maybe it's a special advice. Oh, it's a player. Sure.
Right.
Again, this is more an indictment in the people that make decisions.
Well, and that's
Carpenter.
That's a great point, and that's what I was saying earlier. It's not, you can't blame the guy for taking the money. You just can't. But you can at least raise the question mark to your admin or your front office and going, hey, what the heck are we doing here? Well, that's just me anyway. We'll see what happens. Have you heard any rumblings or anything from the clubhouse about the move? Have you talked to any guys since then?
Not from the clubhouse, but I talked to my people. It's like really, but that's only it's like okay. But it's again. I know this for a fact. Paul Goldschmidt is tied with Matt Carpenter. Nolan Arenado likes him too. Whatever, right? That's facts, and they were pushing for this to happen. Apparently, and this is facts too. You get my good friend Jim Hayes from Valley Sports did a podcast with him. I think yesterday or 2 days ago, and Matt Carpenter said, after I got released from the Braves, to the point that the Braves called him after they traded him. It's like, hey, this is weird because it's not a welcome to Braves. We're going to try to flip you. They didn't flip him.
Oh, wow.
So the Braves said, we cannot flip you because nobody wants you. And here's we owe you a big fat check. And then after that happened, but a day or two later, the Cardinals called. So the conversations were starting that early with Carpenter to the Cardinals.
That's interesting. And we'll see.
That's very interesting.
We'll just see what happens. But I hope he focuses on his, this season ahead and not this stuff that he was doing. Because you could see it coming. You could see the fall from grace coming. it was like one of those sports movies where the guy gets in his own head and it's like, well, I'm salsa man. Get out of here. Go away. Just stop.
And he's been working with Matt Holliday
Good.
a lot lately. So again, maybe we can see a better, more efficient win for his age. No, and that can be a good help.
That's
too.
very, very.
But I don't envision Carpenter playing that much.
No.
That would be something if he plays more than we expect.
Now that would be interesting. Hey,
that will be interesting. Yes,
we didn't talk about this. St. Louis City, they're playing.
They are playing.
This is wild. I'm really starting to. I just don't understand this. So they're playing already. Wouldn't their season in December?
No, their season ended. Their season, not the MLS.
Right.
Their season ended in October.
Oh, was it? Maybe. Man, I thought it was November, December. Never mind then. But
here's the thing: the champion played in the subset champion too. The runner-up played that first week of December.
Wow. Well,
for the MLS Cup.
Coming up, these club friendlies are going to be popping up as kind of their, I call it spring training. They're taking on Columbus today, Nashville today, and then taking on Galaxy from LA on Saturday. What's the kind of initial thought over there in St. Louis City? I mean, they had a great first year, not the ending they wanted, but they got an ending they never expected regardless. It just didn't end the way they wanted it to. Are they feeling pretty positive about the team they have? Are they going to look to change up the way they play? I know that they like this kind of they were really good at that, kind of in-your-face, high-press situations, but when they started to get coy and get cheeky with it, it kind of fell apart on them pretty quickly. So is that something they're looking at?
Yes, and they're down right now. I think they're down in Florida for one more day here today, and then we're going to fly up here for next week. But, yeah, I think they got better in depth. I think in the situation that happened when they got cheeky, and they really got cheeky.
They did.
Just because they didn't have depth, and I think now they have depth in those positions that they can still do the fast pace. And it will still be fast paced because that's how Bradley Carnell is, right?
Right.
The better, but now he has a better base, and I think they have addressed every need that they needed to get. Also, this week it was official that Nicolas Gioacchini is going to go now play in the Italian 2 League. Mm-hmm. So you lose Nicolas Gioacchini, and the way the soccer does it, it's weird because it's you're in camp, whatever, if he's going good, and then 2 weeks before the first, or 1 week before your first game, exhibition game, while your players that you're counting on, oh yeah, bye. I'm going to Italy to play.
Yeah, right. Well, I saw this report, and I'll give them the credit from the St. Louis Business Journal. They actually have the estimated franchise value of St. Louis City, which I find actually kind of because I just don't see soccer as kind of in the same realm as some of these major, and I say major American sports like a baseball. But I mean, to have a franchise value after year one at $625 million, that's a little bit below the MLS average, but to have that after year one is a pretty impressive milestone, I think.
And that tells you how important it is to be good in the MLS too. Like, look at that.
True.
Like, they got the Western Conference. They got all this success. Yes, the playoffs were the playoffs, but at the end of the day, it's not a bad start. Again, it's not. It's in lieu of winning a championship that first year, that was a dream start, right?
Right.
And I think what Bradley Carnell is trying to do, and I think it's going to be interesting if he pulls this off. It's going to be one of his best magic tricks here, is that how you can build upon last season.
Right.
Like what? Okay, because last season was supposed maybe they go 500, sneak in and get bounced. Wait a minute. They still got bounced, but they were the Western Conference champions.
Right.
So for a franchise and a coach and just a team organization, it's how to tempt expectations because, again, I don't know what to expect because should we expect the same thing? I think that would be silly. Should we expect the team to be good? I think so. I think playoffs are still on the line. I think you got a lot of players, again, Berkey was his first experience doing the American season, right?
Right.
Like Berkey was playoffs, not to sound like the former Colts coach, playoffs. But it was like I played in the Bundesliga in 85,000
right
Carpenter Stadium, and we're like, oh, what is the atmosphere for a what's the city hold on? What
25 maybe
24, 25 if you break the fire code, I think. Yeah. It happens. It's like, but you have players now how to experience a level of experience in the MLS, right?
Right.
How to, again, in soccer more than ever, because yes, you're fit and whatever, but you're also tired.
It's true. Hey,
because you're playing a lot of games. Go ahead, CA.
Well, and too, you're just no one realizes how much you're actually running in terms of miles during a soccer game. It's staggering. I wanted to ask you about the Blues because I got to keep moving a little bit today. I see that they're won their last 3, but before we get to the Blues, what the hell happened to the Oilers? Like, this is incredible. They're on a 15-game winning streak. I mean, this is just nuts. When did the Oilers have a good team?
Here's the thing. When they fired their head coach, this 15-game winning streak happened. That's happened with the interim head coach.
Oh, no. What? Oh, salt in the wounds for that head coach.
Yes, again. I don't remember his name, but it's like, okay, the Bannister bump lasted how many games? Okay, the Oilers guy is like, it's still going. It's still going.
I just... Imagine the gut punch if you're the guy that gets fired and you're thinking, ain't no way this team's going to win 2 games, and then you see them go on a 15-game winning streak.
Yeah, okay, maybe they win 3 or 4.
Right.
15.
It's just incredible. I mean, that is absolutely remarkable.
I was the problem.
Hey, Blues are actually doing pretty darn good considering where the year was at. I think that they should be holding their head kind of higher at this point. Won their last 3, goal differential still in the negatives, but it's looking positive. And you know, you're in the locker room with these guys. Does it seem like the weight of the world's starting to fall off their shoulders a little bit because they're playing like they aren't as stressed?
No, and that's true. And here's the thing, too. It's a night and day from last year, too, at this point. Last year, they were getting ready to start trading people away.
Oh, yeah. Is this when – didn't Tarasenko go around this time last year?
Yeah, it was either after or before the All-Star game.
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
Yeah, it was around this time, and then Tarasenko. Then the Blues won 2 games in a row. Then O'Reilly, and I think then Barbashev after that. That was the order. But yeah, it's like night and day now. They're, again, 1 point away from the second wild card, 3 points away from the first wild card, that it's the LA Kings. The LA Kings play this Sunday at Enterprise before the Blues start their All-Star break. So it's exciting. Here's the thing, too, see, they're winning against top teams.
Yeah, that's a good point, and that really is a great point. Is they're not beaten up on, you know, I mean, the Blackhawks. You know, I mean, they're competing and winning against good teams. I mean, it's like what happened?
Oh yeah, no, it's just It's faster. It's another, again, not that Berube wasn't doing his job.
No.
It's like, again, and this is a normal situation, not like what is happening with the Oilers, right? But sometimes it's just a change of a voice, a change of how you speak to the players. Again, like we talked in the beginning of the season, when there's only so many defensive schemes that you can use in hockey, and that's about 4, 5, something like that. Same for the offense, too. 4, 5, maybe 6, right?
Right.
But it's how the players react to your message, and probably Berube's message became a little bit stale.
Well, and that's
and when the organization fires a coach, it again, like we talked the day after, it's like if the organization fires a coach, it's because you can't fire the players.
That's true. That's very true. Well, and that's the thing. So, I mean, what do you think? I mean, is this something in your mind at this state in the game? I mean, they, in all theory, could snag a playoff spot, and who knows what happens after that?
Yeah, again, because look at who they're winning. Again, that's why it's important to see who they're winning. It's like who they're going to get paired up. They're going to get paired up with a 1 seed, a 2 seed. They're not going to snag somebody from the division. The division's over, right? The division's set. But if they can, they might be. I'm not saying again. If they can sneak in, it might be a interesting playoff run or a playoff round, because maybe they go 7 and lose in that first round. But you know what? Expectations this year were high and then low and then medium.
Hey, let me ask you real quick, and it's all a great point, Luis. We have about a minute left, but I just looked at this. What happened to the San Jose Sharks? Oh my God! I mean, that is just like that's sad.
It's again. Remember, the San Jose Sharks were the team that the Blues defeated in the Western Conference Final.
I mean, this was a talented team.
Yeah, and then it just began just a little, and then boom.
Oh my God! I mean, this is just an eyesore. 13-31. Oh man, and they're getting paid a lot of money to do it. That's insane, Luis.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time, sir. We'll talk again soon.
Yeah, and next time I will promise the listenership and CJ I will be on time.
Well, it's all good. I found a little story to kind of rattle through until the phone rang. I filled them in. Hey, real quick, I got to take care of a little bit of business. 3rd Street Realty, 3rdstrealty.com. That's the website. You know, Luis, we have a real estate segment on the show once a month, and it's a little bit different. We talk about some properties for sale, but we also talk about how, first-time home buyers, how people that maybe have some, tighter budgets can still afford the home, the American dream, without paying a landlord and never owning your own property. At 3rd ST Realty, it's so important for you to know that Lisa Webb has been in your shoes. For over a decade, this woman-owned but family-operated company has helped a variety of people, whether they're buying for the first time, selling for the 5,000th, or if it's getting real and we're foreclosing on a house. They have great resources to help you no matter what it is. And Luis, I don't know how you feel about it. I like when a company doesn't treat you like a number. They call you by your first name and they treat you like family, especially for this type of purchase. Right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Exactly. So with that being said, if you want to be treated like a person, if you want to be having that wonderful customer experience and that real, life journey experience that you can actually be excited about, you give Lisa Webb a call, or you just go to 3rdstrealty.com. That's 3rdstrealty.com.